Hey guys, BAKD here. Today we're taking out the Arbi II Covert Ops. I think this is one of the best hunting ships in the game because it has the highest DPS and the most tanky attributes for a cloaking Covert Ops ship. This ship definitely is not as strong as the Arbi Interdictor was because you had an extra low slot and you also didn't have this cloaking device allowing 2 extra modules before the patch. The Arbi Interdictor, of course, is completely nerfed now to the ground. I'm going to show you a few different ways how I'm going to build this. It's going to be a little bit of solo PvP and fleet action, so you can kind of get a feel at what this ship can do. One of my first builds I did was a brawling build like I did with my Interdictor. It was extremely strong, but for this ship I would not recommend it. It cannot brawl anymore in my opinion. Has some pretty good DPS, but that's the 2 auto cannons, or you would do medium rapid missile launchers. You could potentially even do torpedoes, but you'd have to do a web and a scram 100% for that to be effective. For our mid slots, I did 2 Predator Warp Disruptors. That's only 4 points of jamming strength. In some cases, I would even equip a third one, especially if I'm a tackle. Getting 3 disruptors with 6 points is going to definitely improve your chances of locking somebody down. I do have the best Explorer narrow resonance scanner. I have a minimum scan of 123 and a scan radius of 189. So in most cases I'm going to alert frigates and stuff when I scan, but typically like a covert ops, let's just take a look here. My source radius is 242, so unless they are rigged out with negative scan radius reduction rigs, I will be able to scan them without alerting them. So that's what this ship is for, pretty much cruisers and up, especially being a tackle and some solo PvP. I did 4 Mark 9 infiltrators. Typically Valkyries are the best because they're faster and they apply more damage, it seems like, but everybody is in shields in most cases, so shredding through a shield very quickly and then potentially swapping to some Valkyries is a good idea as well. You'll see in one of my clips, if I still have it, I do bust out the shield, then swap to my Valkyries to apply that explosion damage on the armor, or thermal, or whatever that is. I did a C-type medium micro warp drive, that is to get on top of somebody quickly. This thing only goes 2100 meters a second without any velocity rigs, so you will be able to kite battleships with that speed as long as you don't get webbed and scrammed. You want the best cloaking device you can get because you want the lowest scan resolution adjustment at 41% there. This reduces how fast you can lock a target, and it's pretty important to have a fast lock. I did a nest worm for the damage and a C-type medium armor repairer. Now before I did this, I had a C-type adaptive here, and I went with all tank. This build can't hit past about 15 or 16 kilometers, so I kind of needed to adjust my build in some clips. Down below for the rigs, I did 2 resistance rigs to patch in the kinetic and explosive to get some extra damage reduction on top of your adaptive, makes you pretty tanky. Down below I did 1 scan rig and 2 warp core jamming strengths. I could slot another one on there. 4 points is pretty safe. Not many PvEers have more than 4 points on them while ratting or doing missions. So that's definitely a good counter to a lot of these PvE runners that are ready to bang you out when you warp in. For this slot, if you only wanted 1 warp core optimizer or none, I would do 1 velocity and potentially a targeting rig, or capacitor management for the warp drive. Getting a negative activation cost is definitely beneficial to keep you tackling people for longer. Especially if you have 3 disruptors on you, it will slowly eat through your cap. So I did a build also. Let's see, I did some strike cannons, which I don't have any missile skills, and I maxed out on cannon, so I'm shooting about 40. Let's see, yep, I can't do math, but about 46, 47 kilometers is as far as these can hit with a good orbit at 20 to 25. Now, I did all DPS rigs. I did 2 speeds and 1 firepower, and for this slot, I went all out DPS, so I was kiting people at 20 kilometers. With the nest worm and my strike cannons, but it seems like my DPS still wasn't enough to outlast like a prophecy in terms. Now I did fit a core here. It's a Sancha recruit core. This was the cheapest one to make, and the only reason why I did this one is for the 12% DPS, so that's kind of nice. You really have to think what you want this ship built for before you start building it. Are you going to be tackle for a fleet? Are you going to be solo PvPing? What do you think you're going to be fighting? You really have to gauge it in that sense. Now in my case, I'm going to do this since I have the extra DPS with the core and I have 1 rig. I'm going to go more tanky heavy. I'm not sure if I'm going to fill the kinetic or the thermal on this ship just to kind of counter rails or cannons. I am an armor fit ship, so they chew through the armor better, so maybe that's what I'll beef up. But I went all out DPS and it didn't work too well. I was doing some pretty heavy DPS, but I was getting outclassed by battle cruisers, and I really just wasn't performing that well. So I'm going to swap my nest worm back for a C-type adaptive, and I'm going to do either a 2 plugged resistance rigs or potentially 1 armor rep rig just to get a little bit extra repair. When I was using my tracking disruptor, because this ship does get a boost, 7.5% boost to tracking disruptor strength, I actually found myself not using this much, and I fought a battle ship with tracking speed, and I pretty much didn't have this active a majority of the time, and they still weren't able to hit me. So I'm not sure, maybe even a missile disruptor might be good here, or just doing the 3 disruptors. So aside from that, I'm not sure. You just have to think about what you're going to be fitting and what you're going to be brawling with. When I did do the C-type medium autocannons here, I did have a web and a scram, so a total of 6 points, but you know, you could do 2 scrams, a disruptor, but you know, the brawling fit even with all-out tank wasn't really performing that well. The best you can do with this ship, I imagine, is going out to 18 kilometers and orbiting outside of web range and just letting your drones do the majority of the DPS. Medium rapids, unless you have a range boosting rig, I don't think they're that far. I think it goes to like 18 or 20 kilometers or something, so you do want to fill that in if you need to. One of the best fits, I think, is going with your long range missiles, especially the C-type ones. You can fit it with the power grid pretty comfortably. But I would go with medium missile launchers here, especially if you're trained in missiles. Most battleships and battle cruisers you're going to be facing, you're going to be applying quite a bit of DPS with this. so that's another good option. But yeah, I'm going to rebuild this ship a little bit. I'm going to go out all out, well, half tank or majority tank and a little bit of DPS. I think I will be just fine. I know when I pop my nest worm I go up to about 700 DPS, but it just doesn't seem to be cutting the beans. I think I need to be a little bit more tanky to last longer, especially if I'm tackling for a fleet. You 100% want to go all out tank. Tank fit so you last as long as you can to get your tackles or more tackles in, or your battleships, whatever you're tackling with, into the fight. So you don't want to die or have to warp out before that happens. So all out tank, in my opinion. But alright, that's enough rambling about the different builds. Of course, no build is right. It's however you prefer. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Here we go, we're warping into an Arbiter. He is about 30 off. So let's go ahead and just save this spot. And good fight, my friend. Let's see our kill mail. Coming in at 60 mil, all Mark 5 stuff it looks like. I will take a couple drones.
There's like 8 of us on the Tamba gate right now in Kidama, so I can tackle him.
You do a lot of shit in Tama, and people, and the numbers like you doesn't spook anybody there.
Okay, he's... Blackbird Interdictor.
That'd probably be better than Pop.
Ooh, a Dominix.
Send it!
Okay, you guys can try to come.
That example is like my baby mama. Beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna try to lock him in here. Okay, I got the Dami tackled.
Oh, main target Dami or what?
Yep, tackle the Dami. I need points on the Blackbird too.
Alright, you want me to put my points on the Dami or the Blackbird?
Blackbird.
I'll do Blackbird.
Okay, everybody else on the Dami.
The Dami's like a couple kilometers away.
Okay, somebody just tackle the Blackbird and rotate him.
Yeah. Dami's double web. Dami's double web.
Okay, he's going to...
The Dominic on me.
Okay, get ready. Get ready, back out. Start backing out.
Blackbird's started.
Yep, get ready. Take the Blackbird out. Take the Blackbird out. Okay, take the Blackbird. Get ready to warp if you need to.
Dami's going down.
I'm behind the Blackbird on me, but I'm still targeting the Dominic.
Okay. Dami next. Taking the Dami. Dami's going down. Ooh. Yep. Request for shield if you need it. Don't get popped.
He's dead.
Done. Woo, good fight. The prophecy that they're trying to tackle warped out, and these guys warped in. Let's check this out. Dami, 1.6 bill. Ooh, 2 large shield boosters. The interdictor was for some reason the scanner, and he had points. 2 things of warp stabilizers. Drones. Everybody on the Iswa Soda gate, do not jump it yet.
What kind of weapon does it have?
Drones and missiles.
Okay, I got a missile disruptor here. Alright.
Did you tackle it?
No, just on the gate. Okay, I'm going in for the tackle right now.
How far away is
He should be right on the warp point.
Send it!
Sulfur's impatient.
Is that example still here?
Yeah.
That dude, you fucking bastard. Fucking made me so sad when you left the boat. I actually cried for an entire day.
He quit the game after he did.
The only reason I didn't was
Okay.
because that's not.
Okay, I got him.
Yeah, he quit playing after.
Yeah, we got him!
Alright, take him. Ooh, not too bad. 476 mil. Literally dropped nothing but a drone. Well guys, thanks for watching. I think this ship is the ultimate hunter in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You can also let me know how you fit it if you were successful with your build. One thing I really liked about the interdictor is I could fit a large newt and really slap some people. But with the 4 load slots and technically only 3 with the shield, you can't really get a capacitor battery and last long enough for the newt to be very successful. You can put a medium newt on, but it's not really built for this ship. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.